Some people hurt you not because they are powerful, but because they believe you won't rise above their pettiness. And sometimes the smartest way to destroy them is not by fighting, arguing, or explaining your side. It's by evolving into someone whose silence carries more weight than their insults. In a loud world, Stoicism teaches you the dangerous power of quiet strength, the kind of strength Marcus Aurelius used when he ruled an empire surrounded by betrayal, the kind Seneca depended on while enemies plotted around him, the kind Epictetus developed even as a slave among people who wanted to break him. And even Einstein understood that silence is sometimes the most intelligent response. Before we begin, I want you to listen to the end. Every line in this message carries something you will use someday when someone tries to pull you backward. And if this message speaks to you, if it strengthens you, subscribe to my channel and stay grounded in Stoic strength every day. 1. Stop reacting and let silence speak for you. There is a silence that weak people fear, and a silence that strong people master. When someone tries to provoke you and you refuse to collapse into anger, you create a kind of psychological confusion they're not prepared to handle. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When you stop acting like the person who hurt you, no yelling, no over-explaining, you immediately remove their power. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. It's the refusal to feed chaos with your energy. Real life proves this. Think about the person who talks behind your back. They expect you to explode. They expect you to defend yourself. But when you remain calm, they slowly become uncomfortable with their own behavior. They look smaller. Their words echo back at them. Your silence becomes a mirror they can't escape. Epictetus said that a person's words only have power if you accept them. So when you withdraw your reaction, you withdraw their influence. And when you withdraw their influence, you destroy the control they believe they had. Silence is also intelligence. Einstein once said that unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. He meant that reacting blindly, without thinking, creates unnecessary mistakes. Your silence forces you to think clearly before acting. It gives you time to analyze motives, patterns, and intentions. It protects you from reacting emotionally and making your situation worse. And that's why your silence is your sharpest weapon against those who hurt you. If this message is expanding your mind already, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what's coming next. 2. Master your inner dialogue and control your narrative. When people hurt you, the real damage does not happen outside, it happens inside your thoughts. The conversations you repeat in your mind, the questions you ask yourself, the doubts you start to believe. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And it's true, your mind can replay an insult 1,000 times, long after the moment has passed. Mastering your inner dialogue means refusing to let someone live in your head rent-free. Real life shows this clearly. Someone betrays you, and before you know it, you are arguing with them in your mind for days. You're explaining yourself, correcting lies, trying to win an argument that no longer exists. But Stoicism teaches you that the real war is internal. If you win inside yourself, you've already defeated the person who hurt you. Epictetus taught that no one can harm you unless they first influence your mind. So protecting your thoughts is protecting your peace. Marcus Aurelius practiced writing morning reflections to train his inner dialogue. He reminded himself that he would meet toxic, jealous, arrogant people, but none of them had the power to disturb his inner world unless he allowed it. That's what you must learn. Your thoughts are your territory. Guard them like a king guards a throne. When someone hurts you, you don't break. You simply refuse to let their voice become louder than your own truth. 3. Detach from their opinions and reclaim your identity. Most people try to destroy you through perception. They lie about you, twist stories, distort facts, and exaggerate your flaws. Their goal is simple, to make you lose your sense of self. But the moment you detach from what they think, you reclaim your identity in full. Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses. Simply reply, 'He does not know the rest of my faults.'" This is a masterclass in detachment. When you stop trying to control other people's narratives, something powerful happens. You stop shrinking yourself. Real life example, someone spreads rumors about you at work. Instead of fighting every lie, you keep performing at a level so high that their words look childish. People eventually see the truth, because lies fade when excellence stays consistent. Einstein once said that great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds, meaning greatness will always attract criticism, but that criticism never defines the great. Stoicism teaches you that your energy should go toward building yourself, not convincing others. When someone tries to destroy your reputation, let your results defend you. Let your consistency expose them. Let your character speak louder than every rumor. You destroy them by refusing to care, and you destroy them further by living well. 4. Turn your pain into discipline and skill. This is one of the most powerful forms of silent revenge. When someone hurts you, you have two options: collapse or rebuild. And Stoicism always chooses reconstruction. Marcus Aurelius turned pain into leadership. Seneca turned suffering into philosophy. Epictetus turned trauma into strength. Einstein turned rejection into innovation. Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you unstoppable. Real life proves this repeatedly. Someone leaves you, betrays you, humiliates you, and instead of chasing, begging, or defending, you channel that energy into something productive. You learn a new skill, you build something, you heal yourself, you upgrade your life so significantly that the person who hurt you cannot believe you survived without them. Pain becomes the foundation of your transformation. Stoicism teaches that discipline is the ultimate form of power. When you take the energy of heartbreak and pour it into your future, you rise beyond their reach. You win quietly. You grow silently. And eventually they look at your life and realize that hurting you was the worst mistake they ever made. If you want more messages like this, messages that make you stronger, subscribe to my channel for more Stoic wisdom. 5. Become unreachable through emotional minimalism. Some people hurt you because they know they can get a reaction from you. They know the buttons to push, the triggers to activate, the emotions to manipulate. Stoicism teaches you to remove their access. Emotional minimalism means you give people less control over your reactions. You stop giving them the emotional fuel they depend on. Real life example: someone insults you publicly. Instead of emotional chaos, you respond with calmness. Or, better yet, you don't respond at all. They become frustrated because the drama they expected never arrived. They become confused because their words fell flat. They become powerless because you refuse to give them a stage. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." When you refuse anger, you refuse slavery. Marcus Aurelius practiced emotional minimalism by reminding himself that judgment belongs to him, not anyone else. If someone mistreats you, their behavior reveals their character, not your worth. You become unreachable the moment you realize this. You destroy them by rising above the emotional battlefield they live in. 6. Transform wounds into wisdom through reflection. Stoicism teaches that reflection is growth. Pain becomes information. Hurt becomes clarity. Disappointment becomes instruction. Seneca practiced journaling every night, analyzing where he acted impulsively and where he stayed calm. By studying his emotional responses, he became immune to the same situations repeating themselves. Real life proves this. Think about a painful breakup. With reflection, you see patterns, warnings, red flags you ignored. You start understanding not only the person who hurt you, but yourself. Reflection saves you from repeating cycles. Epictetus said that difficulties show a person who they truly are. Reflection turns your pain into self-awareness. And self-awareness turns you into someone impossible to manipulate the same way twice. Einstein famously said that a problem cannot be solved with the same thinking that created it. Reflection changes your thinking so you can rise above the problem that once broke you. By turning wounds into wisdom, you grow beyond the person who hurt you, and your growth becomes their silent defeat. 7. Win quietly through patience and strategic distance. Distance is not avoidance, it is intelligence. People who hurt you expect immediate reaction, emotional breakdown, or confrontation. But when you distance yourself quietly, without drama, without threats, you create the greatest discomfort for them. Marcus Aurelius said that time reveals all things. And he was right. Distance exposes intentions, patterns, and truth more clearly than arguments ever could. Real life example: someone mistreats you. Instead of forcing conversations or fighting for closure, you step back. You let them watch your absence. You let silence do what your words could never do. Distance forces people to face themselves. And in most cases, they collapse under their own behavior. Strategic distance gives you power because you regain control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your life direction. Patience is another weapon. Seneca wrote that true strength is calm endurance. The person who hurt you might believe they've won in the moment, but patience reveals something dangerous. Your comeback is slow, silent, and unstoppable. With enough time, your growth becomes undeniable. If you're gaining strength from this message, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next lessons. 8. Rebuild your identity in silence. The most powerful transformation happens when nobody hears about it. Not your friends, not your enemies, not even the person who hurt you. When you rebuild yourself in silence, you remove the possibility of interference. You become unpredictable. You grow without expectations or judgment. Einstein said that privacy is necessary for creativity, and Stoicism agrees. Your evolution should be protected, not publicized. You heal from betrayal privately. You grow financially privately. You take care of your body privately. You rebuild your confidence privately. And then one day, you appear so transformed that the person who hurt you can't recognize you. Your silence becomes the most powerful announcement. Marcus Aurelius believed that your actions should speak more loudly than your declarations. You don't need to tell the world you're rebuilding, you show them through your life. The person who hurt you will feel your growth without a single word spoken. 9. Outgrow them internally before life removes them externally. Most people try to remove toxic people from their life physically without doing the internal work. But if you don't outgrow them internally, they remain in your thoughts. Stoicism teaches that true freedom begins inside your mind. When you grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you naturally detach from people who operate beneath your new level. Real life shows this clearly. A toxic friend or partner loses access to you not because you block them, but because your mindset no longer aligns with their behavior. You stop seeking validation. You stop giving explanations. You stop absorbing their negativity. Eventually, life removes them from your path because you've outgrown the relationship. Epictetus said that you become what you give attention to. When you shift your attention inward toward growth, healing, purpose, you rise above the controlling influence